Hey guys, Captain Mike, welcome to Whiskey and Literature. I talk about whiskey and books, and tonight it is whiskey. Frank August Small Batch Bourbon. This bottle just took the trophy at the International Wine and Spirits Competition for straight bourbon with 98 points. And whatever you think about those competitions, it doesn't really matter. To me, I just use those competitions as a reason to try a new bottle of whiskey or return to a bottle that I've had in the past. Funny thing is, I reviewed Frank August Small Batch almost exactly 2 years ago. I do still have that bottle. It's in a storage unit. We're in this weird apartment right now while we're building a new house since our house was destroyed in Hurricane Helene. So here we are, and most of my stuff, it's in the storage unit. And it was just simpler today to go buy a new bottle than to get all the way out there and get the bottle that I already had. And I don't really need an excuse anyway to go and buy another bottle of whiskey. But you know what? Let's do the specs and stats and then get to it. Frank August is a non-distiller producer, and that means exactly what it sounds like. They produce whiskey that they don't distill. Probably for legal reasons, the distillery is non-disclosed. So the mash bill is non-disclosed. The age of this whiskey is non-disclosed. So we know it's a straight bourbon, so non-age stated, so it's at least 4 years old. We also know on the label, it does say that it was distilled, aged, and bottled in Kentucky at 100 proof. MSRP is, and I paid $75 for this bottle. Okay, the whole reason we're here, the whiskey. First, presentation-wise, they're very clearly going for a premium presentation with this bottle. Very discreetly, it says Frank August in the front. There is a removable label in the back that I already removed. It has some information on the neck. This topper is very premium. It's heavy. I think when I reviewed this in 2023, I said you could kill somebody with this topper. I think I must have been in a dark place a couple of years ago. But definitely, I mean, if you look at it, this is a nice looking bottle, but this just looks more premium sitting there on your shelf. The question is the whiskey inside, is that premium as well? Well, let's get to it. And this has been sitting in the glass here for, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes. Mrs. Captain and I were finishing up some crappy Alyssa Milano movie. So it's been sitting here for a while. I just bought this today. I did have a pour of this while we were watching that movie earlier as well. Color-wise, deep copper, it's burnished, definitely not super dark, it's not toasted or double oaked or finished or anything like that. I haven't tried any of their other expressions, their cask strength or their wheated or any of the other stuff that they have. Nice looking legs. Wait, cheers. Just have a quick sip, and then we'll get to it. When I first nose Frank August, it smells almost woodsy, kind of oaky. It's oaky, woodsy to me. There's a thread of sweetness, some caramel in there, but it's got a fruity component too. Oaky, sweet caramel, fruit. Apple. I like it. It really works well together. There's no alcohol in the nose. It's not super bright. It's not jumping out at me, but it's really nice between the bottle and the presentation and the nose. It's very inviting, this pour. I'm excited. Cheers, guys. And I have had a pour of this, like I said, already this evening. And it does come across to me as an oaky bourbon. And that's interesting. I mean, we don't know how old it is. I think if it was very old, they would probably tell us. So it's probably closer to 4 years. Sweet. It's like a sweet caramel through there. It has a persistent fruity note. And it's all playing well together. Mouthfeel is nice. It's not It's not like a, and it's got 100 proof, so that's nice. It's aged at least 4 years. That's also nice. It has a nice weight to it. Definitely, it's not a really aged bourbon. It's not really high proof. It just doesn't carry a lot of viscosity, but it's nice. It's not thin at all. I think everything in here is playing well together. It is a persistently oaky to me, but there is a sweetness, some fruit notes in there. There is a little spice component to it. I'm not even going to try and guess to what the rye content is to this bourbon, but there is some cinnamon going on in there and some spice. So let's say oaky, sweet caramel, some apples, cinnamon, some rice spice. It's all just kind of blending in there to make a really, really nice pour. It's very solid. I wouldn't consider this to be like a heavy hitter, but I'm happy to drink it. And it carries enough weight and authority that I'm really enjoying this pour. Okay, I like this then, and I like this now. Given the size of the batches, and they say they're 10 to 15 barrels each, there's probably some variation between the batches. It would be interesting to get my other bottle out of storage and compare it to this one and see if I can notice a difference. I would think that for the most part, most guys do not have multiple bottles of Frank August small batch. Not at 75 bucks a pop. And not when you can go to almost any store and go pick up a bottle. It is pretty available these days. But I think that $75 price tag is going to stop a lot of people from, and why would you have multiple bottles? Again, because you can just go to the store and pick one up. Overall, I think it's a classic solid bourbon with lively fruit notes. Does it rise to bourbon of the year? To me, no, it does not. I do like it. In fact, I like it a lot, but I can think of other bourbons that I've had that I like more. Let's talk about the Penelope Estate single barrel, the Jack Daniels. Okay, if you want to argue if that's bourbon or not. Okay, there's a Jack Daniels 12 year. There's a Smoke Eye Hill cask strength. Any one of those I would prefer over this. One big difference, again, is that this is available. You could go to any store and buy a bottle of this. You can maybe find a Smoke Eye Hill cask strength. It's hit and miss. Jack Daniels 12, no. The Penelope Estate single barrel, no. So, but those are far and superior, and I would definitely put those in the certainly in a tier above the Frank August small batch. But for 75 bucks and being available, and for the presentation, and honestly for the whiskey that's in the bottle, I think this is solid. I'm happy to have it. I do think that I said in my previous review, and I'm going to kind of stick by this, is that this would be a decent bottle of bourbon to have with a cigar. It's robust enough that if you have a mildest to medium cigar, then this would hold up, I think, pretty well. Definitely, I think if you have a really aggressive, robust cigar, it is probably not going to be able to hang. But I'll stick with that statement that I had in my previous review. Overall, I'm happy to have this on my shelf. I'm even glad that I have a second bottle. I'm definitely going to make a run here in the next few days to the storage unit. And I might just grab my other bottle of Frank August just to bring it here and have a quick comparison. Guys, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on those competitions in general, on Frank August specifically. Like, what are your thoughts? Have you had it? You're going to try it now because it won the gold trophy, or the trophy at the International Wine and Spirits Competition. I would be surprised if you do. But I wouldn't blame you if you did either. All right, my guys, if you've enjoyed the video, like it, it's free. Subscribe to see more of my content. Again, I talk about whiskey and books. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope you're reading something good and drinking something great, and wear that damn hat. Cheers.